Hello, friends. Welcome back. And let's talk about yet another business problem. And this time we are going to talk about a business problem wherein the total supply and the total demand are not the same. Let's see. Let's get into that business problem and delve deeper. Okay. So this is what we are going to talk about. Suppose that you have 4 months of information available, Jan, Feb, March, and April. And there is a demand for, say, 10 tons of sand, which is manufactured. And the maximum production for that particular month is 25, tons of sand. And the cost of producing 1 ton of sand is, say, 1.08 millions of dollars. And if you're going to produce anything extra, you obviously need to store it in the inventory, and the inventory cost, say, is $15,000. Okay, so this is for the month of Jan, and for the month of Feb, you have the details. You need 15 tons of sand, but you have a maximum production of 35 tons of sand, and it's going to cost you, say, $1.11 million for each ton of sand. It varies, right? Cost varies depending on season, depending on the demand, so on and so forth. And 15,000 is the standard storage cost. And you have the data for the month of March as well as, say, April. Now, how many tons of sand should be produced in each of these 4 months so that your total production cost and the storage cost is minimum? This is what we need to solve. Okay, and you have some notation. We have rather some notation which is given here. SI is the production of sand in first month, second month, third month, and fourth month. And you have the demand, destination or demand basically, for each of the months, 4 months. And the decision variable here is how many tons of sand are we going to produce in month one, which will be catered to in month one only, or month one, which will be actually used up in month two. How many tons of sand would you manufacture in month three, which will be consumed in obviously month three, so on and so forth. Okay, and CIJ is a cost associated. Then the cost includes production cost and the storage cost. So you have the source and you have the demand. This production planning business problem, we have tried to, formulate it as a network related problem to solve it. So you have Jan, Feb, March, April. And if you produce in month one and consume in month one, then the cost is 1.08. You're not going to store anything. However, if you produce in month one, and if you were to store it and use it in the month of Feb, then there'd be a storage cost extra. This is $15,000. So this is 1.08 million, and 15,000 would be 0.015, right? So it'll be 0.095. That will be the cost. And if you're producing in month one, and if you were to, use it in March, then for 2 months, you'll have to keep storing it. So plus another 0.015. When you add them up, okay, you'll get 1.11. Then if you're producing in month 1 and if you're using up in the 4th month, then for 3 months you need to store it. So your production cost is 1.08 plus your storage cost per month would be 0.015, because this is in thousands of dollars, this is in millions of dollars. You're converting thousands of dollars into millions so that you add it up. Obviously, if you produce in 2nd month, you cannot use it in 1st month, right? That's contrary to the analytical thought process, right? So you'll not have obviously anything there. And if you're producing in month 2 and using up everything in month 2, then the production cost will apply. If you're producing in month 2 and then if you're using in month 3, then the production cost plus the storage cost would get applied, so on and so forth. That process would continue. And if you look at this, the total demand here, when you add it up, it's 10 plus 15 plus 25, which will be 50, then 70, right? 70 tons of sand is the demand that you have. But when it comes to the amount of sand that you're manufacturing, given that you make use of your complete production system and then ensure that maximum output is produced, you don't want to underutilize your resources. So given that you are going to utilize completely, and when you actually sum up these, you get 100 tons. So this is clearly imbalanced. Demand is 70, but you're producing 100. In this case, total demand, or I would say total supply, is greater than total demand. When the total supply is greater than total demand, you need to add a dummy destination. So you are adding a dummy month. And the excess of 30, you're adding up here. Okay. And obviously, you're putting the cost as 0 because there's no cost associated with the dummy variable. Right? And in all these places, you're putting n because that is not at all a possibility. But how would your optimization algorithm understand that, there is no possibility here? If you're producing something in month 2, obviously in month 2 or month 3 or 4 upwards, you'll utilize the produced sand. If this is not a possibility at all, then put a very high cost over here. If you put a very high cost, then your optimization algorithm will understand that, oh my God, producing and delivering the sand, producing in 2nd month and delivering in 1st month, if the cost is very high, of course, for your common sense, it is not even applicable. However, for your optimization algorithm, for that to understand that this is absolutely ruled out as an option, you give a high number. If you have a value such as 1.08, then give a number such as 100, which will be higher. When you do that, job done. Okay, it would not use up that. Given that rationale, we have put these. Okay, since we have 1.08, etc., wherever you had n, we put zeros. A number which is very high in comparison to. Why is this not getting set? Sorry. We have given a high number in these places. Now, what is a decision variable? How many units you need to produce in each of the months, and how many units you need to supply in each of the months. Simple. We are formulating the production planning problem as a transportation problem, and we are trying to solve it. So all these would become your decision variables. how many tons of sand should you produce in a specific month, and how many tons of sand should you use up in each of the months, and how many tons of sand should you actually store it for subsequent months. Okay, next. What is the objective function? The objective function here is the sum product of how many units of sand you're going to produce and how many units of sand you're going to store in your inventory, multiplied by the corresponding costs, multiplied with the corresponding costs. And why are we multiplying it with a million here? Because we want to convert everything to 1 million. This is 1.08 million. This is 1.095 million. You're just converting that into thousands so that the complete value appears. All right. So we have also looked at the objective function. Now we need to look at the constraints. And here we have constraints, right? What are the constraints that we have? Constraint number one is the total demand that we have should be equivalent to total. If the demand is 10 for month one, you need to ensure that the total that you actually produce is equivalent to 10. And here the supply is also the same. If the total supply is 25, entire 25 you have to ensure you consume over all the months that we have. If it is 35 for the second month, then you need to ensure, or if it is overall 35, then you need to ensure for all these months put together, whatever you're producing is equivalent to 35. So on and so forth. Once you formulate this, you need to run your algorithm. So you need to go to data, and then you need to click on solver. You need to select the optimization function. Okay, you might want to minimize the total cost, right? So is this the right value? Yeah, that's the right value. Then by changing variables, what variables do you want to change here? By changing these variables. Okay, and then you need to add constraints, right? And you have bunch of constraints which are available. Okay, so we will have to select the constraints. Constraints happen to be these values, whatever you have here, should be equal to, not less than or equal to, should be equal to the total demand. Let me add it. Then you need to add another constraint here. All these values that you're seeing here should be equivalent to the constraints. Job done. Then you put your non-negative constraint, you select your simplex linear programming problem, and then click on solve. The moment you solve, you get to see how many units you need to produce and how many units you need to store for the subsequent month's consumption. And ultimately, you get the overall cost of storage. This is exactly how you need to handle. Okay, so that you solve this particular business problem. Thank you so much. And of course, we'll be looking at the subsequent business problems in the next set of lectures. Thank you.